Hello awesome people, what is going on? It is BradPhusion here and welcome back to some more Ascension. So this is the second episode, and in the first episode we had actually found a crash ship over by the closest asteroid. At least what I thought was the closest asteroid. So either that one down there or that one over there. No, actually no, I'm pretty sure it was this one I'm looking at right now, but I thought I had seen something over by the one down there. So I might go check that out as well. But in this episode, I'm either going to be salvaging the ship that's all the way over there, or bringing it back over here where I can salvage it in the safety of my own home. And I think that might be a better consideration. So before I head over there, I've had a quick look around, like on the outside of the station. I'll give you guys a quick look as well via controlling Kara, just because I want to see if there's anything spectacular on the outside of this, as I didn't really have a look at it when I flew back here. The only thing I've really seen was the inside. Other than that though, everything seems to be rather fine. I should also say, because I've renamed the gate now back to what it was originally called, I realized that Primetus means origin, or like the number 1, so I did try going through a few different gates here with like number 2, number 3 and so on, and I couldn't connect to any other gates. So my guess is they have different names. This one here is just named Primetus because origin, I guess? So this is where we originated from? At least that's what I'm thinking, is the whole purpose of this. So I don't know if there is any other gates in the world anyways. This is just the one that I've come across. We will probably create gates in the future if we settle down in other stations and so on. So we actually find stations created by people. We'll actually build a gate there. That way we can travel back and forth between this hub world and their stations and whatnot. But anyway, before we take Kara out there, there's a few things I want to kind of do first. I was thinking of putting a grinder on her, but I'm not really... I don't know. I don't think I'll be doing that right now. I think what I want to do is I want to get the other ship back. So a few people have suggested a few different ideas, and by the way, I do want to thank you guys for the massive amount of support on the first episode, in both your tips and advice towards how to basically survive in this world, as well as the positive feedback and just all-round positivity towards the first episode. I know I made a few mistakes, but that is the whole point of this journey, is that me making mistakes and hopefully overcoming them to better myself in this survival situation, which, by the way, I haven't actually had very much experience with, so there might be a chance that I make a few stupid mistakes. Now, back to what I was saying, I was thinking of putting a grinder on it. However, I am intending on actually bringing the ship back. That way I can kind of deconstruct it in the safety of my own home here, within the gravity field. Now, admittedly, the gravity field is only pointing directly down, and someone did give me a suggestion to build a gravity generator, at least a spherical one, inside the center of the base here. Now, if I did that, which is a great idea, by the way, I would only have to turn it on when I need it on, because if it was always on, I'd always be walking, you know, kind of like sideways. I can't demonstrate because I don't have a jetpack. I'd always be like leaning sideways and backwards and everything until I, you know, got to the actual generator itself. So I might have to get myself an antenna first, so that way if I ever actually do fall outside of my base, I can just turn on the antenna, turn it on via the antenna. And that way it doesn't waste energy either, because those things do take up a fair amount of energy. So what we're going to do, how to get the ship back? There are a few different things I can think of. One is using a landing gear and kind of drifting it along here using Kara. And that's an alright idea, but Kara doesn't really have much power behind her. She only has, what, 2 thrusters on the back? 2 thrusters on the back. I mean, she could do it. I'm not saying she can't do it, but it would be a very, very long journey. At least we can maybe redirect it here, and that way once it's drifting here we can forget about it for the most part until it actually gets here. That is okay, and the other thing is trying to actually power it on. Now that involves me going inside the ship, or at least somewhere inside, that way if it's grav jets turn on, because I was panicking in the first episode. So I'm going to take a little bit of power with me, in the hopes that we can actually turn this thing on, in case we can't get it to come back to us. So we're going to take, not that much, we're going to take 10. That way we're not taking too much power. So I'm going to sit that in Kara's inventory, where I can actually grab it, and we're going to head over there and we're going to grab that. Now, I did have a suggestion to build a ore detector on Kara for when we do mining, but I'm not going to be doing mining just yet, so we're going to build that when necessary. So I'm actually going to head out of here, and again, I'll show you guys the actual base as well, since we are flying forth like this. It looks really weird because of our perspective. But just for anyone who hasn't seen the base right now, and I apologize for the camera, it's very, very simple looking on the outside. It's got a nice groove system. Very flat back, and there's the beacon down there where we could see it the whole time from its little beacon waypoint thingy, as you guys can see there. So there's nothing too spectacular, nothing noticeable on the outside. There's a few holes in the ceiling. I didn't notice them at first, I don't think. but they do bring in some light anyway. So let's go over to the ship over there. I'm going to fast forward till we get there. And actually, before we get there, I need to actually put a landing gear on Kara, just in case it's necessary. Just in case the powering on option doesn't actually work out for us. And I can't believe I almost forgot to do that. So let me come down here real quick. I'm going to get out of Kara, and I'm going to then, build a landing gear on the bottom of her. So let me go back to my tab here. Let's go with a landing gear. I can't believe I almost forgot that after just talking about it. That is where my memory is. So, I also wanted to say Happy New Year's for everyone who's watching this at the right time, or at least, you know, when it's just New Year's for you guys. It is for me, as it is, I think it's like 2 o'clock in the morning on the 1st of January, which is nice, because it's only a few days away from my birthday, or at least, no, I say a few days, but it's like 2 weeks. Construction components, I need you. Yeah, I need one of you. No, not you. I need one of you. I forgot what else I needed. Probably one steel plate, knowing my luck. And then one motor, maybe? We'll go with one motor. I know I keep dragging things across when I don't need to. It's just a force of habit. Yeah, no. Yes? Did I get that right? Hard to tell. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so I'm gonna put this here out of the way of the thrusters, I think. Yeah, okay, so we can't weld it from down here, can we? Nope, I have to get Kara to come down here. Kara, can you please just go down a little bit? Control. Don't crush me, please. Thank you very much. Okay, and now we're gonna weld this. Sweet, so now we have a landing gear just in case we do decide to pull along. Now I can build a thruster on the back of Kara to make this journey a little bit easier, but we don't have too much room to work with here, so a lot of the thrusters are all pointing out in every direction. But that's not going to be a big deal. We're just going to head out there right now with what we currently have, and we should be fine as long as I keep Kara safe, which I think we will very much do. So we'll remove these from toolbar, because I did realize I kind of messed up with these. I'll put this down here as control, and then we'll put these down here, which is what I originally intended to do. So now we can go and fly Kara like so. So I believe it was over here, and again, I'm going to fast forward till we actually get there, and I will see you guys in a second. Okay, here we are. For a second I actually thought we had lost the ship, or I was heading towards the wrong asteroid, because it's very hard to see the ship, especially being black in the darkness of space. So initially what I'm going to be doing is I'm actually going to be using Kara to slow down the ship. It's only moving very, very slowly initially. So if I'm using Kara and her landing gear, we should be able to actually stop this ship completely. Even, like I said, because it's not moving very fast anyways. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to lock onto the side that I think is moving, which I think is this side coming towards me. So I'm going to lock onto this with Kara, and hopefully we can slow it down a little. Once we get the landing gear locked in place, we should be good. Again, I can't really see too much, but there we go. Okay, landing gear is locked. We are, I think, probably bending through the metal here down the bottom. But let's go to our normal view. Can we actually see too much happening? Not really. It's hard to tell if Kara is really slowing it down. It is using a bit of its power, but I don't know whether that's slowing it down or whether it's just its default usage. It doesn't feel like it would be its default usage, which is what's worrying me. That maybe it is trying to slow it down, but it's not really having much luck. I'm going to unlock now, just to see if maybe it's another side that we have to lock onto. Let's actually just see if it's moving still. I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard to tell. It might have actually stopped, oddly enough, which is, like I said, weird, considering beforehand it wasn't really moving. Beforehand it was actually moving quite considerably. So my idea now is actually to be inside the ship when I turn it on, because of the gravity generator that I actually almost had forgotten about in the last video here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lock Kara into place here, once we get close enough to the door here where I can actually control it. So what we're going to do is going to go back here a little, and we're going to lock ourselves in place with the ship. Now once we're locked, we can't control it from Kara, because there's no, I guess because it's not powered on anyway, so we shouldn't be able to. But now that we're locked on, Kara is still doing her thing. So if I get out of here, I should be safe to turn around, at least initially. Because I noticed in the last video, we couldn't turn around at all. So I'm going to try and remain calm here and do everything properly. So let's get out of the seat here. And can we turn around? We can turn around. Okay, now we have access to a door and we're fine. Now, people did say the batteries here were charged, even though they are set to, I think semi-auto should power up the ship, maybe. Oh! Okay, semi-auto worked. Now, the large reactors, do you have... I don't think you have any uranium, but we do have uranium on us, so depending on how long or how much power we actually have in here, we'll take some with us. And I just realized, if this thing actually turns off, we're screwed. I'm pretty sure the gens are in the doors here, aren't they? Do I have any lights? I do. You're not in here, are you? I can't see you, so I'm not going to try that. I think I can use its conveyor system to transfer power to its reactor. Let's give that a try, shall we? So let's go to the small cargo container. Let's see if we can... Ah, sweet. Okay, we have power now, and we're fine. We can bring the ship back with us. That was not a very fun journey, I'm not going to lie. That was not something I ever really wish to do again and again. Now, since this thing is powered on, oh, it took me to third person because there's no other view. Do we have any forward thrusters? We do. We have one. We have the upwards thrusters. We have downwards. Do we have sidewards thrusters? We do, some. And do we have reverse thrusters? Okay, so we actually have all degrees of movement. We are actually okay to move. Do we have an antenna? That's something I actually should have checked. Red 1, that is a... That's a beacon. Oh, crud. So that means there's no antenna on this thing. We came all the way out here in hopes of an antenna. But at least we can salvage this thing and hopefully build an antenna from the components that are left over. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Oh well, not too big of a deal. We at least have all the everything else working here, so we can thrust forth. And hopefully Kara should be fine on the inside there, being locked in and all. We will go slowly, just to be safe, so we'll, you know, we'll turn around and everything like that. Thank God we got this thing to work for us. Like I said, I think in the first episode, when I did initially try to capture this, I was being very panicky, and I don't think that is a great thing to do, especially in a situation where time was initially vital, being the fact that the ship was drifting and everything. I guess that's probably what caused me to panic, was the fact that the ship was drifting, and I didn't want to lose any connection to it. I didn't check the batteries initially, which was my mistake. I turned them on and just thought that was all I had to do, and then that would be good. But no, that's not that's not how you should do anything in this. So let's start accelerating here. Kara should be, again, fine. I would like to do this in first person, but again, this thing doesn't have a good cockpit view. At least I don't even think it has the front. No, it doesn't. So, yeah, we'll have to use this view for now. But we will pick up some speed here. We'll head our way back, and then I will try to slow down once we get close to base. And I will see you guys in a second. Okay, so we're about 1 kilometer away from our home here. We have just slowed down because we don't want to risk overshooting it or anything like that. And also, I want to try and dock in such a way that I can actually get in and out of this vessel rather fun without having to use Kara. Even though I don't really need to come inside the vessel, it would be a nice thing to be able to do at some point in time. Now, the question is now, what exactly am I going to do with the ship? I can, one, salvage it. Secondly, I can merge it with the actual home mod that I'm currently in, sorry, the home station I am in, and try converting that over. That could be an interesting thing, as in to kind of make a station from it. That would work, but it wouldn't look too great, and it would at least allow me to move around a bit more. I am considering that, but I'm also considering dropping this thing down, or stripping this thing down, and taking all of its main components and converting the actual station I'm living in into a ship. Giving it a few basic thrusters here and there, and a cockpit and a cockpit room and everything, just so I can at least move it around, and that way we'll have our own home on the move, basically. So let us line up here with where I think we should be facing, and we'll be good to go then. So I think I'm coming up from the underside, or at least the... Actually, are we behind it? No, we're not behind it. We are in front of it, a little bit off to one side here. Not too big of a deal. We are drifting towards it slightly. We need to thrust a little bit more to our side here, and we'll be good. It's really hard to do with the beacon on, because the beacon text kind of just kind of kills it by completely overlaying it. But nonetheless, we are drifting towards it, and we should be able to dock in at least rather smoothly, hopefully, in a few seconds here.
Stop, I wanna jump off the world.
Okay, I think that is nicely docked actually, at least for the most part anyway. We should be experiencing almost 2 Gs once we get towards the right side of the vehicle here, which isn't great, but at least it is a little bit better than what we would normally have. So there we go. Now I can try jumping this, however, I don't really want to. Instead, I'm going to actually deconstruct some of the steel plates out here and convert that into a at least walkable platform of sorts. At least that way we don't have to really worry about too much. So let's get this piece right here. Nothing too big deal, but at least it will allow us to walk in and out of the vehicle. Okay, let's go back up here, and we should be good to now enter and exit, hopefully, at least if everything works to our initial plan here. So let's see if we can build a PC. We should be able to. Oh, look at that. That is like near perfect. And now we have access. Oops, hang on. There we go. Okay, so we have now taken back our very first ship. Now, how hard these are going to be defined in the future, I have no idea. Whether this is a normal cargo spawn of sorts, or whether this is what my friend has put in here, I have no idea. I would like to find more things in the future, at least hopefully I won't have to go too far to find them. But at least nothing with a beacon is within at least 5k range of me, at least that much I actually know. So anyway, let's see what we should do with this. So we do have, like I said, the main components on here, and my idea is initially to kind of break this down and stick all of its parts on the exterior of this. So we'd have thrusters on the front here, thrusters on the side and on the back, and that way we can actually make this thing itself into a ship, and any other parts we have from here can be saved for anything we need in the future, whether it be turrets and so on. Actually, I didn't know if this thing actually had turrets. I probably should have paid attention to that, but it was powered off anyway, so... And I couldn't see any turrets when I scrolled through its menus before. So, luckily me, anyway. So, I think that is what I'm going to be doing. Let's actually explore the ship first, since we did bring it in and everything. Let's see what it actually has inside of it, if anything at all. So we have the reactors. That's it. There's nothing inside. That's kind of disappointing. I would have expected this thing to have maybe a little bit of something inside of it. It's actually surprising that it didn't even have any uranium at all, other than what I've obviously just put inside of it. Oh well, not like that's a real big deal or anything. We do now have a ship. I will get Kara out of there, and I will bring Kara back to safety, just for reasons of, you know, I'd rather her not be inside here anyway. So let's bring her outside of here, and we'll take her around. And again, I will convert her drill over here into a grinder. That way we can extract whatever materials we need. And that would be great, because that way now we can take apart the ship and we don't have to really worry about anything at all. The only issue I can see me coming across is actually having to place the blocks on the outside of this station. That is going to be difficult, because I believe I might need to build some sort of scaffolding to get around. That, or I could use Kara, but if I was to use Kara, I would then have to turn off my station's gravity of sorts just to get that actually done. So, I think that... yeah, let's change this over to a grinder now. This shouldn't have anything inside of it. And that should be an easy enough change anyway. So this is exciting. This is a big deal. I mean, in all regards, I'm actually very happy that we've managed to come, at least not to say we've come this far, but to actually manage to find a ship already in the first episode, actually. And sorry about the flickering, of course. We need construction components, motor, computer, and well, that's it. Construction, motor, and computer. And of course, you guys can see that the gravity is already affecting me. Not the biggest deal in the world, but it still is an issue. But it's nothing, like I said, nothing to really worry about too much. And what was the last thing we needed? It was computer, wasn't it? Yes, it was computer. I thought I may have already had that. There we go. We'll grab 10, 10, 10, and that should be enough to get everything done. Yes, indeed it was. And there we go. So now we can grind down what we need to grind down, and even rebuild if, in case we do grind down something we shouldn't have done initially. Awesome. So what I need to take off this thing, we need to take off all the thrusters, at least. Yeah, I want to take off the thrusters. I don't really want to convert this thing into... Oh, then again, what should I do? Actually, I think I might leave this here and leave it off with a massive question. So, what should I convert into a usable ship? The ship I've just brought here, the broken ship, or my actual station, my hub world? I guess what you'd call it is Primatus. So, what should I convert over? The gate world, or, sorry, the gate ship, or the broken ship? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will leave this here. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's episode. It was a very, very stressful episode, trying to get this thing back safely without dying, basically. So again, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what I should convert over to a ship in the next episode, and I will see you guys then. Feel free to leave me a like, and if you guys want to see more episodes, feel free to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for watching, and stay awesome.